Money Moves with Myth 2.0, the podcast. And always remember, gentlemen, it's a mother movie. So, I ran across yet another video that was, the title said that modern black women should stop going above and beyond at work. So I want to give my own personal perspective on this video. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. And always remember, fellas, it's a movie. Let's get it.
Workforce is full of bold, sharp, and really talented young people who are prepared to play by their own rules. These new employees aren't staying at jobs that no longer serve their career goals. My first guest today suggests that all women, particularly black women, should follow in their footsteps. I know that's raising some eyebrows already. Krishna Powell is the CEO of HR for Your Small Biz, and she's also a seasoned HR professional with more than 30 years of experience. She says it's time for black women to burn the superwoman cape, stop going above and beyond at work all the time. A notion that really kind of goes against what our parents told us about always being the best, right?
Hey, I knew it was coming, guys. We're about to see even more modern American black women go homeless because of the victim mentality that they have. You know, so let's see what this lady has to say, guys.
Please welcome Krishna Powell to the show. Hello.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Nice to have you here. I want to dive right in because you know, and I know, and they all know that our parents, our grandparents.
And guys, the advice is coming from somebody who looks like they cannot even go above and beyond at a job. Because what type of labor is that extensive for women? Like licking envelopes? Like you can't lick an extra 50 envelopes and stamp them? Because a lot of these ladies are not in construction jobs. These ladies are not in any type of manual labor jobs. A lot of modern American women, they choose to go the easier route. So why not go above and beyond? Because when you go above and beyond, you know, I think that that's personally for the individual, not necessarily for the company. So now you're going to have a bunch of ladies out here, you know, thinking they ain't got to do nothing. They can come in 15 minutes late every day and nothing should happen. And if something happens, it's a form of racism. Let's keep it moving.
Aaron said, you got to be the best, you got to be the brightest, you got to be the earliest, you got to stay the latest. All of those things to stand out and compete just to get the job and then keep it.
Exactly.
You say that has shifted. How so?
It has. So my question a lot of times to leaders is, where has that gotten us? Because they saw someone such as myself say, thank you for 20 years of service. Here's your severance. We no longer need you.
That was your experience personally.
Yes.
And that hurts.
Exactly. And leaders are going through that now. And they're thinking, I've given my all. I've given you my very best, especially black women.
There they go. Personal experience. They try to put their personal experience, you see a lot of modern black women do this, on other black women. That was her experience. You know, nobody told her to go to work for 20 years without investing, without setting herself up with the income she was making. She chose to do those 20 years. And now her time's up and she has to move on. I don't see the issue with that. And another thing is that we hear, you know, black women say they're not racist and stuff like that, but we always hear all these racial terms come from modern American black women, you know, but not knowing that they're not the only human being species going through this. Men go through this, white men go through this, white women go through this, Spanish women go through this, Indian women go through this, you know. It just depends on the individual. But a lot of shows like this just helps and enhances the victim mentality. Let's keep it moving.
And then to be told it's not enough. Oftentimes, they will still choose someone less qualified than you, just for the sake of keeping an image, keeping you in a box, and wanting you to only achieve a certain level.
So from a workforce standpoint, what does that look like?
You got to think about it, guys. Even if you was a black man or a Mexican man or a white man, and you had a company, you know, and it was a small company, and you know, you're not going to want nobody to excel you. You know, I don't see anything wrong with that. You know, every individual, if she been in a company for 20 years, then she should know if this company is right for her or not. So she didn't have an issue on up until the 20 years, until the 20 years was over. You know. So the thing about it is that's just the way the cookie crumbles. You know, it's not a race thing. A lot of people, the United States of America is business. Everybody's trying to get the cheapest product, the cheapest labor. If they can get a fool to work for 20 years, then that's a personal issue. It's not illegal, you know, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't go above and beyond at your current job. But let's keep it moving.
For you and the lessons that you have learned that you now share with others, right? You get so far, you've done all the things you said you were supposed to do. What do you tell women who have gotten we thank you for your time and commitment, but we're going in a different direction now. Not because you did anything wrong, but because we're changing the model.
So I tell leaders, go in, and women in particular, do your best, but don't give them your best. And so what that...
Do your best, but don't give them your best. You know, this hasn't worked with modern American black women when it comes to men or obviously the workplace. You know, so I think that you guys got to sit back and ask yourself, is this really the way you want to fight this battle? Is this really a racial thing? You know, is this really inequality? Or is it that a lot of modern American black women want to be pandered to? You know, because last I checked, life has not stopped being hard for anybody. Like, I go to work right now with all different races, Native Americans, Spanish, white guys, black guys, and everybody's struggling right now. Everybody. But we still get these women who's throwing out this mindset to a group, not just to themselves. They're throwing out what they believe onto everybody else, and usually a lot of modern American black women, they will listen to this lady because she's like, oh, she's older, she did 20 years, she knows she talking about, she bossed up, and you're not benefiting anything from what she's saying. But let's keep it moving.
Means is that work with what they've given you, but don't try to turn water into wine and think that because we do that, that means we're going to come out on top, because we're not.
So I know there's going to be somebody who's listening and says, are you saying don't do...
That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, if you go above and beyond and you got a 5-year plan for yourself to be financially successful in those 5 years, then you can go above and beyond. You know, but if you're just working and expecting congrats and raise, you know, you're living in la la land, you know. I kind of understand what she's saying there, but at the same time, like, there's nothing wrong with going above and beyond if you have your own individual, not for the company you work with. That's the problem. Stop giving your all to these companies. Like, give your all to your goals, meaning that if a job you're working at aligns with a 5-year goal, do your 5 years and go above and beyond for yourself. You know, because jobs are not meant to be crutches. You know, jobs are meant for anybody can get one. You know, felons can get a job. But let's keep it moving.
your very level best. Because it sounds like that is kind of what you're saying.
What I'm saying is, if they give you and say, here is what I want you to work with, that's what you work with.
So then how do you stand out if everybody is working with all the same, especially in jobs where the task is essentially the same for a bunch of different people? How do you stand out if you're not sort of putting your own shine on it?
Quality. So you deliver it back to them, a quality package, a quality service, but at the same time, you know, that staying late.
A lot of people, a lot of people going to be thinking twice about when it comes to hiring modern American black women after this video. It's just the victim mentality of a lot of these ladies that turns me so far off. You know, everything has to do with race. It has to do, you know. And they're not getting anywhere with this, guys. Man, I'm not going to react to this whole video, but I'm going to leave a source to this YouTube channel in the description below. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. And always remember, fellas, it's a mother movie. Over and out.